All right, moving right along, we're going to talk about the central limit theorem and calculating probability or the likelihood that something's going to happen. All right, let's say that in our previous problem about Netflix shows that we knew that the population mean was 9.2 Netflix shows that people binge watched, and the standard deviation was 3.5 shows. Okay, maybe somebody comes along and says, all right, we're going to sample, 36 people. And when I sample these 36 people, I want to know what's the probability. Oh, yeah. What's the probability that they watched 11 or more shows? Okay. All right. So the first thing is that the second you hear the phrase, what's the probability, you should have like spidey senses going off. And you should be thinking, whoa, we've done this before. Okay. And more importantly, what it is this is the normal calculator. So this is our normal calculator that we're going to use in StatCrunch. Okay. So what happens when I'm doing this is I need to draw a picture. And that picture is the normal curve. In the middle should be my mean, okay? And then I want to cut here. It says 11 or more. So 11 or more is 11 or more. And so I want to go to StatCrunch to figure out what is the area under that curve. Except, can I assume it's normal? I just went for it. I started graphing this picture. But the question is, am I allowed to do this? And this takes us back to the central limit theorem. Okay. The central limit theorem will guarantee that it's normal if a couple of things happen. Number one is that it has to be random, a random sample. Okay, so we're going to assume that it's a random and independent sample. Okay. All right. The second thing is size. Now, here's the big difference when we're talking about means than when we were talking about p's and p-hats. The size is we just have to have it be 25 or bigger. So as long as we have surveyed 25 people or more, we're going to be good to go. And then there's a third part which has to do with it has to be 1/10. The sample has to be 1/10 the size of the entire population. But quite honestly, for our book problems, we never check that. These are the two that we check. Random and bigger than 25. All right, cool. So we're going to assume that I was told it was a random sample, but more importantly, I have 36, so it's bigger than 25. So we are good to go. Okay, now, what does the CLT says? The CLT says that you can assume that your graph is going to be normal. We're going to have the mean, but instead of the standard deviation, what we're going to use is the standard error. That's right, the standard error. So what we're going to have to do before we move any further is we're going to have to calculate the standard error for this problem and then use StatCrunch. So that's going to be the next part of the video.